This is a B3 video from the topic infection and response, looking at antibiotics and painkillers. So firstly, a few facts about antibiotics and painkillers. Painkillers can only relieve the symptoms of an infection, but they don't kill the pathogen. Okay, so painkillers literally do what they say they do, they kill pain. How they do that, just out of interest, you don't need to know, but just out of interest, is because they stop the diffusion of neurotransmitters at the synapse in the reflex arc, so that that signal's broken, okay? But well, let's just remember that painkillers relieve the symptoms of the infection. Antibiotics kill infectious bacteria but have no effect on viral pathogens. This is because viruses go inside the cells. Okay, so the antibiotics are flowing around in the blood, they can kill the bacteria, but they can't actually physically get to the viruses because they inhabit the cells, they go inside the cells. Specific bacteria must be treated by specific antibiotics, so it's not just a case of one antibiotic kills all bacteria, they kill specific kinds. And antibiotics have greatly reduced the number of deaths from infectious bacterial diseases. Okay, so over the years, antibiotics have a massive positive impact on reducing the number of deaths from infectious bacterial diseases. Now we go on to next talking about overuse and inappropriate use of antibiotics. Okay, and this causes an increase in the rate of the resistant strains of bacteria. Okay, basically there's this. Firstly, to say there's no such thing as overdosing on antibiotics. Don't get overuse and overdose muddled up. Inappropriate use is the doctor prescribes you antibiotics. You can't get them yourself, okay? The doctor prescribes you antibiotics, and let's say you're on those antibiotics for 7 days. And after 5 days, you feel better, so you stop taking the antibiotics. Now you've got this low level of bacteria still in your body. If you stop taking the antibiotics, you don't kill all the bacteria. Those numbers of bacteria then start increasing. They start dividing again and increasing in number, and then you become ill again. That's inappropriate use, not taking the antibiotics for the full course to kill all the bacteria. Inappropriate use. Overuse is when the doctor just prescribes antibiotics time and time again. Now, overuse results in the resistant strains of bacteria. Okay, so imagine you've got this big population of bacteria in your body that can be killed by the antibiotics. A few of those bacteria have mutated and formed a resistant strain of bacteria. Now, if you keep taking antibiotics all the time, you're going to kill the non-resistant strain, the original bacteria, and then this small colony of mutated bacteria that probably you could have fought on your own are then they've got no competition for resources because all of the other ones, the ones that the antibiotics could kill, have been removed. So they then reproduce rapidly, and you end up with this big colony, this big impact of the mutated strain, the ones that are resistant to the antibiotics. And this kind of links back to Darwin's idea of natural selection. Let's have a look at what I've just explained about the overuse of antibiotics in 4 simple steps. So, explain how overuse of antibiotics causes a rise in resistant strains of bacteria. Resistant strain means that the antibiotics will not kill it because it has mutated to form a new strain, a new type of bacteria. Okay, so the first thing is that the resistant strain has been created by a mutation of the original bacteria. Antibiotics then kill the non-resistant strain of bacteria, the original bacteria, because the doctor has once again prescribed antibiotics. This reduces competition because all of those non-resistant strain have been killed. The resistant strain remain, and they now have no competition for any resources. They start growing and dividing rapidly, okay? And that's that natural selection. They're the best ones. They've got the mutation. They've got the best feature, so they live longer and then they reproduce. And that leads us on to point 4. The resistant strain of bacteria then reproduce and spread rapidly. Let's have a look at one bizarre example of resistant strains of bacteria. So this is MRSA. This is a bacteria that has big implications in hospitals because it's very, very communicable. Okay, it's very contagious. It can pass from patient to patient very easily. Now, MRSA mutates really, really rapidly, much quicker than doctors can create new antibiotics to kill the bacteria. So antibiotics will not work on MRSA, okay, because it mutates rapidly. So how they actually treat that bacteria is by infecting it with a virus. The virus kills the bacteria, and then the virus we can recover from. Okay, so in order to get rid of the MRSA bacteria, the MRSA can be treated using this bacteriophage. You don't need to know about that, but it's a virus that infects the bacteria, doesn't infect the humans, gets rid of the bacteria, the MRSA, preventing it from spreading to other people. Hope you found that useful. Thank you.